You can't get pregnant or can't get STDs if you're not having sex. Hey guys, it's Sharon. Today's video is one I've been wanting to make for a super long time and one that has also been requested for a super long time. So listen, if you know anything about your girl, if you don't, that's okay. Hi Sharon, nice to meet you. I make a lot of videos that I guess could be considered taboo. So one of these things that I have been dying to talk about is birth control. And that's exactly what we're doing today. So I'm gonna give you like a little bit of a rundown on birth control, kind of like the basics of everything you need to know to really decide, hey, like, do I want birth control? Which birth control should I get? How do I go about getting birth control? Because like I too was confused when deciding about birth control. So don't worry, I got you, sis. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to give us a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below. Also make sure you follow my TikTok, my Twitter, and my Instagram so you have a say in my videos, get a chance to be in them, and even get to be shout out of the day. And if you'd like to see more videos, make sure you're subscribed and your post notifications are turned on. I do have a lot of playlists with lots of informational stuff like this on my channel. I probably recommend my Girl Talks playlist the most, so go check that out after this video. But for now, we're getting straight into birth control. I'm formatting this by questions you may have, so the first obvious question here is, what is birth control? Birth control is the act of preventing pregnancy. So this includes medications, procedures, devices, and even behaviors. And I also do want you to know that even though birth control is for preventing pregnancy, birth control also helps with other things. My friend, for example, my friend's a lesbian. My friend is not getting pregnant. She has birth control to help with her heavy flow. Also, I have another friend that was on birth control simply to help with her acne. So there are like other reasons to get birth control, but birth control is mainly known as the act of just not getting pregnant and preventing pregnancy. Now, how does birth control work? Birth control works in several different ways. One way is preventing the man's sperm from getting to the woman's eggs. That's how babies are made. So these types include condoms, diaphragms, cervical caps, and contraceptive sponges. Another way is by keeping the ovaries from releasing the eggs that could be fertilized. These type include birth control pills, patches, shots, vaginal rings, and emergency contraceptive pills. There's also sterilization, which permanently prevents someone from getting pregnant or permanently prevents someone from getting someone else pregnant. Now, what are birth control side effects? Honestly, there are so many different types of birth control and they all have different side effects. This is why it's really important to talk to your doctor and see what form of birth control would be best for you and your body. But some of the more common general side effects include nausea, headaches and migraines, spotting between periods, lack of period or lighter period, breast tenderness, weight gain or loss, mood changes, decreased sex drive, just to name a few. But hey, at least you're not pregnant, right? Now, how effective is birth control? If used correctly, some forms of birth control can be up to 99% effective. But it also depends on the person themselves. For example, some birth control isn't as effective if you weigh over a certain amount. They all work differently, but I'll get into that later. How do you choose a birth control option? Your choice of birth control should be based on several factors. These include your health and body, how often you have sex, how many sexual partners you have, and whether you want to have kids in the future. Birth control is not at all a one-size-fits-all, and it might even take a little bit of trial and error to find a birth control that you really like and works best for your body. Again, discuss your options with your doctor. But now you may be thinking, how do I get birth control? It really depends on the type of birth control that you want. You can make an appointment with your general doctor or your gyno or even like your student health center or the school nurse or even a Planned Parenthood, for example. Some birth control must be ordered by prescription or even inserted into you by your doctor or your gyno. Some options are available over the counter without a prescription or even online, which brings us to the sponsor of this video, Nurx. Sometimes getting birth control can be frustrating between finding and making doctor's appointments, waiting for that appointment, getting there, then sitting and waiting there, sometimes for hours. There's also the cost and of course even availability. Nurx makes the process so much faster and easier, and especially from the comfort of your own home. You answer a few health-related questions on their form, then you'll be matched with a licensed provider for consultation. This provider then evaluates your needs and helps you find the best birth control for your body and your lifestyle. Nurx offers over 50 different birth control formulas, including the pill, the ring, the patch, and the shot. And don't worry, I'll get into explaining what all of those are soon. Nurx's pharmacy will fill your subscription and send you a 3-month supply. Refills are processed automatically and you can cancel at any time. Shipping is also fast and free, and it's delivered in discreet packaging. Say less, sis. To top it off, Nurx works with most insurance companies and can offer affordable, generic birth control pills out of pocket. During your first year using Nurx, you'll be able to message their medical team as much as you want, whenever you want. You don't have to take time away from your own personal life to go visit a doctor to ask a simple question, nor do you have birth control for that matter. Join the 1 million plus people who have chosen Nurx for their healthcare needs. Get started at getnurx.co/Sharon, and thank you, Nurx, for sponsoring this video. And now, what are the different types of birth control? Get ready, sis, because this is a big one. This is the meatiest part of the video because there are so many different types of birth control, but we're starting with the first kind, and that is combined hormonal contraception. So these include birth control pills that contain estrogen, the vaginal ring, and the patch. Starting with the pill, this is taken every single day at the same time, and it has to be taken this way for it to be as effective. If you forget to take it, irregular cycles are common and you could get pregnant. The pill is one of the more popular birth control options, and there are several different types of pills. Some are designed to let you have a period every month, and others you have a period every 3 months or no period at all. Now, the ring is used once a month. The vaginal ring is a small plastic ring that you place inside your vagina. You leave it in for 21 days, then you take it out and take a 7-day ring-free break. Then you put it in for another 21 days and you repeat this process. And in those 7 days that your ring is out, you are still protected against pregnancy. Obviously, every time you're switching out after 21 days, you're putting in a new ring. You can also continue to have sex while the ring is in. The patch is changed weekly, once every 7 days. You wear it on certain parts of your body, on clean, dry skin, also parts of your body where like your clothes can't rub against it, for example. If I'm not mistaken, one of those is like your butt and your arm, but don't quote me on that part. You change your patch once a week for 3 weeks. Then you wear no patch on the 4th week, which is when you have your period. After that 4th week, you repeat. Like the pill and the ring, it releases hormones that prevent pregnancy. Now, all 3 of these combined hormonal contraceptives have the potential to be 99% effective if used correctly. But people aren't perfect, and sometimes you forget or miss changing them out or mistaking them. So in reality, they're about 91% effective. That means about 9 of 100 users still get pregnant every year. The catch with the pill, ring, and the patch is that you have to stay on top of it and stick to that routine. Now, another type of pill is progestin-only pills, aka mini pills. These contain only one hormone, progestin. They work by thickening the cervical mucus so the sperm cannot reach the egg. The hormone also thins the lining of the uterus so your period is lighter. This pill is taken every single day with no placebo or break. Again, it's important to take this every day at the same time for it to be as effective as it can be. Its effectiveness is also 91%. There's also a progestin arm implant, known as Nexapanon, also called the rod. This is a tiny, thin rod about the size of a matchstick. It's implanted into your upper arm by your doctor or your nurse, and it releases hormones that prevent pregnancy. This is done every 3 years. The rod is 99% effective. I actually have this type of birth control. It is right here in my arm. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but like I can move it. So if you get icked out by that, I am so sorry. I really enjoy it for my lifestyle because it's kind of a get it and forget it type. I literally don't have to do anything for years. It also gives me comfort knowing I can feel it and like make sure it is where it's supposed to be. Now there's also an IUD. IUD stands for intrauterine device, which basically means a device that goes inside your uterus. It's a small piece of flexible plastic shaped like a T. Sometimes it's called an IUC, which stands for intrauterine contraception. There are 5 different brands of IUD that are approved by the FDA to use in the United States, with 2 types of IUDs. There's an IUD made of copper that has no hormones, and there's an IUD made of plastic with low doses of that hormone, progestin. The hormonal IUDs can last anywhere from 3 to 7 years, depending on the brand. The copper IUD lasts up to 10 years. Both copper and hormonal IUDs prevent pregnancy by changing the way sperm cells move so they can't get to an egg. If sperm can't get to an egg, pregnancy can't happen. Sperm doesn't like copper, so the copper IUD makes it almost impossible for sperm to get to an egg. Again, the hormone progestin works by making the cervical mucus thicker so the sperm can't reach the egg, and by thinning the lining of the uterus for lighter periods. This is just like the mini pills and the rod. IUDs are also 99% effective, and again, one of those get it and forget it types. The shot. Now, if you don't like needles, like your girl over here, me, this might be a no, I'm good, sis. So the shot, it's also known as the Depo shot or Depo-Provera. It's basically a form of the hormone progestin. It's given as an injection into the woman's butt or arm every 3 months or 12 to 15 weeks. For it to be as effective, you gotta stick to this routine. This works like the rod, IUD, and the mini pill. It has the potential to be 99% effective, of course, if used correctly, but with typical use, it's about 94% effective. Now, those are all your low maintenance, use on a schedule type of birth controls. There's also a use every time, lifestyle, and permanent options. We'll start with the use every time options. First up is condoms. So condoms are thin, stretchy pouches that cover a penis during sex to collect semen, also known as cum. Condoms prevent pregnancy by stopping the sperm from getting inside the vagina. There are 3 types of condoms. There's latex condoms, plastic condoms, which are non-latex, and lambskin condoms made out of animal skin. Condoms are the only type of birth control out there that also help protect against STDs, but only the latex and plastic ones do, not the lambskin condoms. So even if you're using another form of birth control, like for example, let's say the pill, it's still a good idea to also use a condom just to prevent the spread of sexually transmitted infections or diseases. Condoms are 85% effective, as sometimes they can break or have holes in them. Certain lubes may also affect the condom. Now there is also an internal condom. So internal condoms, also called female condoms, provide pretty much the same protection from pregnancy and STDs as condoms or male condoms. Instead of going on the penis, internal condoms go inside the vagina. They cover the inside of your vagina, creating a barrier that stops the sperm from getting to the egg. They are 79% effective. Now a diaphragm is a shallow cup shaped like a little saucer that's made of soft silicone. You bend it in half and insert it in your vagina to cover your cervix. It works as a barrier that covers your cervix, stopping sperm from joining an egg. In order for the diaphragm to work best, it must be used with a spermicide. This is a cream or gel that kills sperm. You shouldn't remove the diaphragm for at least 8 hours after sex, and it does not protect against STDs. Diaphragms are 88% effective. Now a cervical cap is a little cup made of soft silicone that's kind of shaped like a sailor's hat. You put it deep inside your vagina to cover your cervix. Again, this stops sperm from joining an egg. Just like a diaphragm, in order for a cervical cap to work best, it must be used with a spermicide. Now cervical caps are smaller than diaphragms, and the shape is a little different, though they both work with spermicide and cover your cervix to prevent pregnancy. You can leave the cervical cap in longer than a diaphragm, up to 2 days, but diaphragms are slightly more effective at preventing pregnancy. Cervical caps are 71 to 86% effective. Now spermicide. Spermicide is a chemical that you put deep in your vagina right before having sex. It prevents pregnancy by blocking entrance to the cervix and by stopping sperm from swimming to your egg. It can be used by itself or combined with other birth control options. Like I mentioned, you need to use spermicide with the diaphragm and the cervical cap for them to be effective. Spermicide is 72 or 86% effective. Now the sponge is a small donut-shaped device that is coated with spermicide. It's moistened with water and inserted into the vagina. It's also meant to feel like natural vaginal tissue. You put it deep inside your vagina before sex, and it also covers your cervix. Each sponge also has a fabric loop attached to it, so it's easier to take out. It prevents pregnancy by blocking the entrance to your uterus and by containing spermicide. It can be used by itself or with condoms, and it's 76 to 88% effective. It is sadly associated with higher rates of vaginal infections though. Now the lifestyle options. This includes the infamous withdrawal, aka the pull-out method. Pulling out is exactly what it sounds like. Pulling out the penis of the vagina right before ejaculation, aka coming. If semen, cum, gets inside your vagina, you can get pregnant. So ejaculating away from the vulva or away from the vagina prevents pregnancy. But you have to be sure to pull out before any semen comes out, and pre-cum can still get you pregnant. So you literally gotta make sure to pull out every single time before climaxing while you're having vaginal sex in order to prevent pregnancy. This doesn't protect you against STDs either. The best way to make the pull-out method effective is to combine it with another type of birth control, like the ring, the pill, or condoms. This way, if there's a slip up, you're still protected. There's definitely the possibility of not pulling out in time or semen still getting on the vulva or vagina after pulling out. Pulling out is 78% effective. Now there is something called rhythm. This is also known as fertility awareness methods or FAMs, or natural family planning. These are ways to track your ovulation to prevent pregnancy. When you ovulate, your ovaries release an egg every month. So the days near ovulation are your fertile days, aka when you're most likely to get pregnant. So people use FAMs to prevent pregnancy by avoiding sex or using other birth control methods, like condoms, on those unsafe fertile days. There are different ways to predict when you'll ovulate, like the temperature method, which is you take your temperature in the morning every single day before getting out of bed, the cervical mucus method, which is checking your vaginal discharge every day, or the calendar method, which is you charting your menstrual cycle on a calendar. It's most effective to combine all three of these methods. When combined, they're called the sympothermal method. Now, the most effective birth control method is abstinence. This means no sex, making this the most effective form of birth control at a 100% effectiveness. It's also the best way to prevent yourself from STDs. You can't get pregnant or can't get STDs if you're not having sex. Although for some people, abstinence may mean not doing any kind of sexual stuff with another person, including vaginal, oral, and anal sex. For other people, abstinence may mean just not having vaginal sex, but other sexual activities are allowed. Doing any or all sexual stuff aside from vaginal sex is known as outer course. This is a great way to prevent pregnancy, but still keep in mind that it's possible to get STDs while doing outer course. Now, lastly, the more permanent options. This includes female sterilization. This requires surgery, and you can either get a surgery that permanently closes, cuts, or removes pieces of your fallopian tubes, or a surgery that removes your fallopian tubes entirely. It's permanent and 99% effective at preventing pregnancy, although some surgeries may fail. And I want to emphasize that this is something you do if you absolutely do not want kids ever. Again, this is permanent. And then there's male sterilization. This is called a vasectomy. It's a surgery where the small tubes in your scrotum that carry sperm are cut or blocked off. This is so sperm can't leave your body and cause pregnancy. The procedure is very quick and you can go home in the same day. Almost all vasectomies can be reversed. However, this doesn't guarantee success in conceiving a child and being able to actually have a baby. These are 99% effective. Now, I do want to mention one more thing, and that is emergency contraception. The most popular form is the morning after pill. This is a form of birth control taken by those who can get pregnant within 120 hours or 5 days after having unprotected sex. It's most effective the sooner you take it after having sex. These can be up to 90% effective when taken within 72 hours of unprotected sex, and different types are available either by prescription or over the counter. A popular name you may have heard is Plan B, the prescription one being the most effective. However, no pills work if you've already ovulated. Also, if you are over a certain weight, the pill may not work for you at all. Now, we talked about this one, a copper IUD. This is actually the most effective form of emergency contraception, and it also provides ongoing birth control. The catch, though, is that you need to have it inserted by a doctor within 5 days of having unprotected sex. And of course, the sooner, the better. But that is all I have for you today on birth control. I hope this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, like at least knowing what are my options for birth control, which one works best with my lifestyle, and do I even really want to get birth control? Do I need birth control? Once again, thank you Nurx for sponsoring this video. If you would like a birth control option delivered straight to your door, now you know where to go. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or honestly even your experience with birth control, please leave that in the comments below. I want to know what type you have, what type you had, if you loved it, if you hated it. Like, please spill and share that tea, sis. Like, we are here to help each other out. Now, shout of the day goes to Cassie on Instagram. Thank you so much. If you'd like to be shout of the day, just follow me on my Instagram and stay active. Like I mentioned, I make a lot of, I guess, taboo topic videos. So I have a playlist called Girl Talks where I answer questions that you are too afraid or embarrassed to ask anyone else, and I have no shame and I'll answer them. I also have my All About Periods playlist and my period horror stories if you want to make it a little bit more lighthearted. So definitely go check those out. It's lots of bingeable content. And if you want to see a specific video that I haven't done before or another part, definitely make sure to leave that in the comments as well, and make sure that you're subscribed and your post notifications are turned on. But all that being said, I will see you guys next time. And remember, always practice safe sex. Okay, bye.